Welcome, everyone. Spring Sensations. This is the second of our classical music concerts here at Venice Musicale for the year. We're very happy to bring you a wonderful variety of some exciting chamber music, some members and some friends on the program today. So, I'm Haig Yaghoobian. I'll be your host today. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the pieces and about the performers. You have your programs, I presume, so you have a list of all the dates and everything. I won't go through all of that. The first selection today is by Edward Elgar. It's Salut d'amour, Love's Greeting. He wrote it as an engagement gift for his lovely bride. And as she was a German-speaking English woman, he subtitled it Liebesgruß, so Love's Greeting. It is appropriate that we start off this with a love song, and we've got a few others that you're going to hear during the course of the day. Our first performer is Nancy Eldridge. She's been a member here at Venice Musicale since she arrived in California, from California in 2022. She had a career for 3 decades in Costa Mesa, California, where she performed regularly with the Pacific Symphony, where she taught students from the Pacific Symphony Youth Orchestra, where she had a Suzuki teaching practice for ages 3 to 15. We're really blessed to have her here with us in Venice. She is regularly performing at chamber organizations, churches here at the Venice Musicale, and is a member of our scholarship committee now. So welcome, please, Nancy Eldridge. next selection is Wedding Day at Trollhaugen. This is the place where Edvard Grieg lived and composed for many years in Norway. It was written to commemorate his 25th wedding anniversary to his bride Nina. The music of the piece evokes the excitement and the joy of the wedding celebration. It starts with the processional march. It moves into a middle section, which is very tender, and it is really a duet, a romantic duet between the two. You can imagine Edvard and Nina singing in perfect harmony during this middle section, and then followed at the end by the celebration once again. Our soloist today is another member of our club, Mila Liss, a classically trained professional pianist and music educator who received her music education from Kiev Conservatory in Ukraine and taught music history and theory in college in her native city, Dnipro, and continued her music career after immigrating to the United States. 5 years ago, Emily moved to Nokomis from Baltimore, and she has been a performing member of our own four-hand piano group, Suncoast Duo Pianists. Please welcome Mila Liss and Grieg. you so much. We have two songs for you now from Franz Schubert. Barbara and I have been working through a number of pieces, German lieder, over the course of the last several years. So now it's Schubert's time. These two pieces are quite contrasting in style. The first, which is in English, Liss, is very lighthearted. It's an art song, as are the leaders, featuring text by Ludwig Hölty. It has a charming waltz-like melody that portrays joyous, innocent anticipation and heavenly, romantic youthfulness. What could you want more than that? The second piece, by contrast, is a much slower tempo and a much more pensive and moody piece. You are rest and peace, in fact, is the translation. Another delightful lead, this one with text from a set of poems by the German poet Friedrich Rückert, and was originally entitled from a collection, Stay With Me. Our soloist is Barbara Koning from Grand Rapids, Michigan, who is a board member of our club and our program chair for all of our concerts here at Venice Musicale. She has a master's in education and Montessori certifications and has been active in theater and musical performances throughout her career, has sung in many choral groups, including 2 church choirs and our own encore chorus and the Edelweiss German choir. Barbara Koning. You'll be hearing more Schubert, Brahms, maybe even some more Schumann in the coming months and years. Our next selection is one of Mendelssohn's Song Without Words, of which 48 were published during his lifetime, and 3 others, including this one, posthumously. This is the only one written for cello, and was inspired by his great admiration and likely affection for Liss Christiani, who was a famous French cellist who traveled extensively throughout Europe and Russia, including Leipzig, which is where they met. She was unique at the time, a female music professional. There really weren't many in those days. We welcome here guest performer Hermann Berndt, who studied alongside his economics education with the renowned cello pedagogue Kurt Engelbert at the Richard Strauss Conservatory in Munich. He was a member of the Young German Philharmonic, a select orchestra of German students. He plays music in the AOV, one of Vienna's oldest and most established amateur symphony orchestras, founded in 1904, as well as various chamber music ensembles in Austria, Germany, and the United States. After a career in the pharmaceutical industry, Hermann continues to teach management at several universities of applied sciences in Austria. Please welcome Hermann Berndt. I'll announce the next two pieces together. They too are rather contrasting in style. The Sicilian was written by Fauré as a small, light-hearted piece of incidental music, or entr'acte, as it's sometimes known, for the symbolist opera Pelléas and Melisande, for one of the few playful scenes in this otherwise gloomy drama about forbidden and doomed love. Its popularity spawned many versions, including a full suite of orchestration and many versions for solo instruments. And the next piece is called Tambourin, which returns us to our classical period with a fast-paced country dance from Provençal. Gossec, not known very widely, was hailed as a major figure in French pre-revolutionary and revolutionary music, and originally composed this piece, fittingly, for an opera called Triumph of the Republic. We welcome back today a player that has been with us in the past, Rick Aaron, a flautist whose only decision about going into the family business meant which instrument to choose, because his father, his uncle, his grandfather all had claimed clarinet, saxophone, trumpet, so Rick chose the flute and perfected his craft under the tutelage of Eldridge Meyer, Sam Barron, John Burgess, and Isaac Borushnow. Since the mid-60s, he's been a fixture on the Milwaukee scene, playing gigs such as weddings, corporate events, subbing in with the Milwaukee Symphony, jazz, club dates, concerts, fundraisers, and even a musical exploration with a quartet of flutes. Please welcome Rick Aaron.
Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Betsy Liss, and I am one of the co-chairs of the Venice Musicale Scholarship Committee. For those of you who may not be aware, this concert is sponsored by Venice Musicale, which is a nonprofit that's been in existence for 75 years. As you can see by the banner, we're celebrating our 75th anniversary, along with the city of Venice and the country, and etc. So we're very proud of that. We are one of the longest continuous musical organizations in Venice. We have a twofold mission as a nonprofit. The first one is to provide free concerts to the public, like we're doing today. We have 2 left, and if you would like to come to those, you may pick up one of these rack cards back on the table, and it'll give you all the particulars about the concerts that are remaining in our season. Last spring, our other near and dear to my heart is our scholarship program. Last spring, we awarded over $24,000 to some very, very talented students. Our scholarships are funded 100% by our audiences and interested patrons. We are grateful to you, our partners, and we make donating as simple as possible through our website, venicemusicale.org, or we have some red baskets in the back, or if you would like to take one of these envelopes home with you, yeah, there we go, and ponder what you might like to give and mail it back to us. It has our address on it. So whatever you would like to do, we appreciate your support in any way, shape, or form. I would like to make you aware, I gave most of you, I think, got this flyer with your program. The Community Foundation of Sarasota's Giving Challenge, that's kind of a mouthful, which happens every 2 years. Donations are matched up to $100 by the Patterson Foundation, and donation dates are noon April 15th through noon April 26th, just 24 hours. So if you're interested in supporting us through that, your money is doubled, which is great. So today I'm honored to introduce to you Leo Chen, who is one of our scholarship winners. As a matter of fact, he's been competing since he was 7. His bio is in your program, and I'm going to turn the mic back to Haig to tell you about the piece he's doing.
Thank you, Betsy. Well, it is indeed my great pleasure to bring Leo back here to perform for us. I've known him for half of his life. I'm not going to be able to say that anymore, so I figured I'd get it in. So he's playing a tremendous piece by Friedrich Chopin. Chopin was known, of course, as the poet of the piano, and I think nowhere is this in any more evidence than with his ballades. The ballades are lyrical, minstrel pieces. They tell stories musically. They're absolutely fantastic compositions. And the fourth of them, the one you'll hear today, is significantly more difficult than any of the other ones. It's considered one of the masterpieces of classical repertoire. All the more amazing that we have a 14-year-old who is going to demonstrate that musicality and skill today. You have the bio in the program, so I won't say anything much more. Just let me welcome to the stage Leo Chen.
Thank